Howdy, this is John Danek, and I'm doing my Sunday reflection. And as I mentioned last week, I like to write, but there was something a little cathartic about being able to make a video as well, and just kind of talking about what I read. Got notes, highlights, kind of reading a little off script here as we go. So this week we talked about how organizational behavior is a pyramid, for lack of better terms, that I came up with. So right out of the chute, the chapter is telling us that technical skills are important for highly specialized jobs and professions, but the skills and knowledge that employees tend to rank above anything else are the topics found in organizational behavior books. I find that interesting because one of the things I work for Houston Methodist that we do, and I was a leader for a couple decades, is that we use a system called Fit for Hire. So you can have any number of employees that have the skills. I mean, most healthcare providers, whether they're respiratory therapists, registered nurses, radiologic technologists, have the same basic skills. Some have more experience than others, but they have the same basic skills. So really it's about how they as people perform just straight out of the chute in the interview. The interview picks certain things based on tests you do that determines whether or not you'd be a good fit. Whereas, we used to ask questions, anything from, hey, where do you live? What kind of family do you have? We had a joke for a very long time where we would ask the interviewee how they would take their French fries and how they would put the ketchup on it. Unbelievably inappropriate in this day and age to do that. But those are the kind of things we do. So, skills aside, how does this person work within the organization? And that's really what I got out of the exhibition 1-3. So is that the company's here with their expectation, and I'm going to scroll down to it here. We refer to the people as human capital. Any business doesn't work without the individuals within the business, and it's a two-way street. It's how it's treated, how the individuals are treated that breeds engagement. And then that engagement is what they give back to the company, the corporation, the hospital, the store, the lemonade stand. Skills and knowledge. Like I said, everybody's trained basically the same. They have the same degrees. Some go on and get master degrees. We've joked in healthcare for years that when you meet somebody that's got a doctorate level degree and have never even taken a patient's temperature, that's not the one you want at your bedside. You want the one that really gets out there and does it. So the organizational inputs and processes, of course, the structure, the culture, the technology, the change, practices, and strategy. This is how the company sets itself up for success, because this then goes down to both the individual arm of this and the team and interpersonal inputs and processes. So each person has something to bring to the process. And it's really about being able to see that, use that, develop that. And by working on teams, a team made up of individuals uses the strengths and at times will suffer from the weaknesses of the individual. But by having that, and it's even described in the diagram as a horizontal arrow, the strengths of the individual will add to the strengths of the team. The strengths of the team will add to the strengths of the individual. And they really bolster each other and work forward from there. So it's up to the organizational development and the way the company exercises that, and the leaders within that chain of command exercise that really helps to ensure that the workers are being developed, not just from a standpoint of, okay, you've got this, you've got that, and once a year you do your annual competencies, but what can we do along the way to help build that? And then the outcomes. that you get from this process, or the behavior, the performance, the citizenship, the well-being. There's really an ownership that the individual takes from this, and again, it transfers directly, and even the diagram shows it, over to the team concept. You can't run a department on one great person. You can't run a process on one really well-trained individual, because the team just doesn't have that. You've got to have that cohesion, and if that person's out sick, are you just going to let your department fall apart? Are you going to let your corporation fall apart? No. So you really go back and forth, and then the positive aspects of both of those, and the development, and the that give and take that goes back and forth, really is where you get your output and your effectiveness. That transfers to the customer or the patient. Again, the guy getting off his bike to buy the lemonade, who will come back the following weekend. It's an interesting diagram, and that's really what I got from it. Is that the corporation or leadership at the top sets the tone for how both the individuals grow and develop, and are able to use their best aspects to feed a team, and the team in turns works with the individual to ensure that they're a valued member of that. And that just, garbage in, garbage out, it's the exact same thing. If you have a good quality organizational development program and organizational behavior, that is something that can be seen as well. It shows in what comes out of this at the end. So that's really what I picked out from this. That's it. Hope you have a fantastic week. And I know I got a little wordy. I can do that at times. Thanks very much.